Hello everybody and welcome back to my next video. The next portion of this Ford Focus 2-liter Ecoboost swap, and hopefully the final portion. If you're new to the series, welcome. This is the 5-speed manual. Yeah, that's right, 5-speed, pairing with a 2-liter Ecoboost. I believe on the last video I left off talking about this engine mount here. This is a Demand Motorsports engine mount. Got it mounted up in here. I had to drill a hole right here for this mount bolt. And on the other side, I'm going to have more metal fabricated onto there and drill another hole. No big deal. I've got the axles in, and there's what the custom bracket looks like. Okay. And she does run. But let's go ahead and get this thing back together, shall we? Oh, I was able to raise up these shifter cables. That was sharp. All right, shifter cables up so it's not touching the exhaust by using a hose clamp right here. If it works, it works. And I wrapped some heat wrap around there. Ow. What do you say we get some intercooler piping on here? What do you think of that? Nice overnight parts from China. Okay. I don't know what I'm doing right now. Maybe if I just start putting the front end together, everything will kind of magically line up. Be more obvious. Look at that new intercooler. This is all new. It's all TYC, except the intercooler is the cheapest intercooler on eBay. It was $59. Okay. And here's a likely counterfeit boost sensor from eBay. It said it was Bosch, but it's got a weird sticker on it. Oh, let's get these cooling system hoses in before we put this whole front end on here. Click. Okay. Yep, this is going on now. Want to know a secret? I was worried that there wouldn't be much room between the fan and the engine. I thought it would be a tight fit because of how everything's sitting now, but there's plenty of room, dog. We're good. Ooh. Look at that, boys. She is looking like a car again, and I couldn't be more confused because I'm just not used to having all this in the way. This is weird, dude. It almost looks like it's crooked in here. Like the radiator and all that's like that a little bit, just because of how the engine's mounted in there and how it's got to be mounted for all the other mounts to line up. It's just the way it's going to be. It's not going to be perfect. By the way, if you do this swap, let me show you something. Here's what I got going on here. It's a wire with a fuse going to the violet wire, which I believe was pin 26 up here. And that's going to feed the ignition coils so that the car will start. The Focus SE fuse box does not have that pin in there to feed that violet wire, so you have to feed it externally or add a pin in there. I chose the easy route. Alright, you guys, no more annoying background noise. I'm sorry, that was the battery charger yesterday. Alright, so putting the front end together does help figuring out how these intercooler ducts route. Now, if you look at this one here, one of the ends is smaller on it than the other elbow here. This is the one that goes on the turbo, the smaller one. None of the clamps they supplied will fit, so you'll have to get a worm clamp for that. No big deal. This is the $200 kit off of eBay, by the way. Perfecto. All right, boys, this stupid bracket right here is causing interference and preventing this from going onto the turbo coupling. So that's going to have to go. There it is. Make sure you leave plenty of sharp corners to slice your fingers on. And I'm going to go ahead and touch up the paint. These clamps are too small for the intercooler piping. Luckily, I just bought a hose clamp kit. Oh, none of these are big enough. It's all right. I'll just go up to the hardware store. Oh, it's closed because it's Sunday. It's all right. I'll drive an hour up to the hardware store. There's a Lowe's an hour away. Back from the store, you guys. I got 4 of these bad boys here. 4 2-packs. The clamps that this intercooler ducting comes with are too small for everywhere on here. And they're a little janky too, but mainly they're just too small. I think I'm getting close on this. I'm gonna go ahead and get those pipes on there. That thing's all the way on, all the way to the bottom of the turbo. I've got both intercooler pipes on, boys. That's where that one goes right here, and that goes to the throttle body. Got another coupling on there. The one on the passenger side goes up to the bottom of the turbo. I almost forgot to put tranny grease in there. Okay. Oh yeah. Give me the grease. Yeah, we want lots of grease in there. Crap. Even get a nice there bronze shower. Oh, what do we have here? Don't drink that. Here goes quart number 2. Okay. Looks like beer. Tighten the fill plug up. Are you kidding me? Must be the wrong year model inlet tube here. Hey, I got the hood on. It won't click on. That's not going to reach. That's the wrong vent hose. Oh, okay. I just muscled this around a little bit. It's got a little bit in it, but it's not kinked. I just had to flex it and break it in a little. There you go. That's the hose I got for it. These radiator hoses are a pain to get on these STs. It required a lot of force, even with dielectric on it. There it is. That was fun. All right, the upper one's on. Goes over to the thermostat housing. Okay. I hope the circuitry for this fan's all the same as the SE. What are you? Don't forget this stupid piece of crap hose. This is the overflow hose for an ST that I got for my SE car here. Connects right here. Uh-oh. Connects up at the degas bottle and connects at the water outlet. What do we have here? Oh, it doesn't seem to fit. Maybe the ST one's different. I don't know. Just a few updates here, guys. I don't know if you saw earlier in the footage there, but I had this pipe in the wrong spot. It bolts down right here. Just a little confused there. Been a long day. And when the engine's running, this hose here kind of sucks in like that because it's not very strong. So I've got this tubing here that I don't need that came on this escape intake. I'm going to take that off and use as much of that hard tubing I can to replace this. So that shouldn't suck in because I don't want to have no brakes or a hard brake pedal, no power brakes. And also this escape intake is not going to work. It's got the wrong sensor on it right here. I need the 4-pin sensor. And this mid pipe here, from here to here, is the wrong size. So I ordered a mid pipe from Ford. It goes from here to here, and it comes with the right sensor and everything, and it was $90. All right, before I forget, back into the fuse panel here. I've already hot wired the ignition coils in here with a fuse jumper wire to the violet wire, pin 26. That's feeding the ignition coils, and it's also not keeping the PCM awake. It hasn't drained the battery overnight. That was the thing I was worried about. But if you look on the screen here, here's some codes I have right now after the swap. I do have a fuel tank pressure sensor code, evaporative vent valve code, if I can talk, and I have a turbo boost valve and bypass valve code. All right, back into the fuse panel here. I'm going to go ahead and interrupt myself there. That wiring is going to be a lot more complicated than anticipated, so not something I'm going to be doing on this video. It doesn't seem to be affecting the way the car's running, so we'll get to that another time. I do have the upper radiator support brackets, as well as these 2 toilets here. Okay, little bushing things. We're about to find out here if I need to shim down the lower radiator support to make room. Shouldn't have to. Holy crap, boys, no shimming required. I don't know why I even thought that to begin with. Do I say boys too much? Sorry, boys. Get on there. rev up your engine. Got the latch on and the intake on. Active grill shutter actuator. I'm gonna go ahead and hook this up and then zip tie this all away so it doesn't set a check engine light. I'm not putting those back on. What do we have here? I know I'm going to forget something under here and have to take it back off. I just know it. What am I gonna forget? You take a guess, leave me down in the comments below. Let's get them there old fender liners in. Wheel liners are on. Let's get this cowl on here. Let's get this thing on the road. Okay. Okay. Rims are on. Car is on the ground. Holy cow, this thing is low to the ground. What in the world? I'm not used to that. Headlights are in. Scuffed up. Alright guys, well, bad news, sort of. I tried using focus to increase the odometer, and the button's grayed out for that, so probably put the SE cluster back in here just so I can, you know, keep mileage history accurate. But let's go for a ride. I think I mounted the steering wheel in the wrong position because the alignment was good before. Alright, let's give her a little throttle here. It's alive! Ah. Oh my goodness, you guys. Thank you for keeping along with me on this project. It was long, it was treacherous. It made me question my decisions in life a little bit sometime, but here we are now. Here we go again with the steering wheel. This is the biggest pain in the hiney out of anything. And I ain't kidding you. Okay. This is the only one that won't release for the life of me. If you've done this before, you know if you unlock this one, all the three other ones will lock back up again. Alright, this is not coming out. This is just going to break again. I'm going to have to order another one of these. Let's worry about that another time, shall we? At my old dealer, getting a state inspection done. And I just wanted to say thank you for watching. Have a great day. If you're doing the swap yourself, join the Discord group and I'll help you out if you have any questions. Bye-bye.